Hello, this is Gregg Murray. I'm a political science professor at Texas Tech University and author of the Psychology Today blog, Caveman Politics. We're in St. Louis, Missouri at the Washington University Center for Clinical Imaging Research, and behind me is their Siemens Trio MRI machines. And this is a perfect place to talk about why politics makes your head hurt. Watching politics is an occupational hazard when you're a political science professor. And I must admit, as a campaign consultant and then studying politics from the academic perspective for a number of years, watching politics makes my head hurt sometimes. It's pretty clear there are times when liberals and conservatives simply do not comprehend what the other side is saying. It's as if they're unable to mentally process their counterparts' words. And recent research by groups of political and neuroscientists indicates this may not be too far from the truth. The conventional perspective on where we get our political orientations, for instance our liberalism and conservatism, says that our parents play the primary role. As little ones, we run around the house and hear our beloved, admired, and respected mom and or dad talk to the TV, to themselves or to each other, about those darn blankety blanks from the other political team, and, of course, our completely reasonable leaders from our political team. Not that we know what the political teams or issues are, just that we know one political team is preferred by the people we love and want to grow up to be like. This is the long-held and conventional idea of parental political socialization, which suggests our brains are clean slates that become etched with the political values of our parents through their intentional and unintentional teachings. But evidence is emerging for a couple of perspectives indicating that our brains are not that clean a slate. I told you last year about research suggesting a connection between political ideology and right brain, left brain interconnectivity, which seems to manifest itself by how consistently a person uses only one versus either hand for everyday tasks. At least part of the logic was that physical structure of the connection between the two hemispheres makes a difference. Other recent research also suggests there's a difference in the structure of brains of liberals and conservatives. Ryota Kanai at the University College London and colleagues in 2011 found the structures, that is, amount of gray matter, of brain regions involved in the processing of risk and uncertainty, the right amygdala, left insula, right entorhinal cortex, and anterior cingulate cortex, differed in liberals and conservatives. In other words, liberals and conservatives seem to possess different infrastructures for processing risk and uncertainty. Specifically, liberals have a more powerful anterior cingulate cortex, and conservatives a more powerful amygdala. The latest perspective to emerge focuses instead on brain function. A group of political and neuroscientists, led by Darren Schreiber at the University of Exeter, looked at the processing that occurs within the structures identified by Kanai's research team. They had research subjects play a standard risk-taking game, that is a gambling-like game, while imaging their brains with an fMRI. Risk-taking is thought to be one of the key distinguishing features between liberals and conservatives. They found that although liberal and conservative subjects demonstrated the same level of risk-taking behavior, liberal democratic subjects showed greater brain activity in their left insula, see panels A and B, while conservative Republican subjects showed greater activity in their right amygdala, in panels C and D. Translated into non-narrow speak, liberals relied more on a part of their brain thought to be associated with social and self-awareness, while conservatives relied more on a part thought to be associated with the body's fear-based fight-or-flight system. See why they seem unable to mentally process each other's arguments? With three explanations for the source of our political ideology, parental political socialization, brain structure, and brain function, it's reasonable to compare them to get an idea of which one makes the most sense. We political scientists just love party identification. It's amazing how much of our political behavior it predicts. So Schreiber's team reports how well their brain function approach predicts their subjects' partisanship versus how well the brain structure and political socialization approach is predicted. They say political socialization, as measured by moms and dads' party identification, predicts a person's partisanship with 70% accuracy. They also note the Kanai team found brain structure predicts with 72% accuracy. And finally, they report their brain function approach predicts drum roll please, with 83% accuracy. It's pretty clear measuring the brain activity of lots of voters is not going to be an everyday tool for political operatives and organizations, at least for the foreseeable future. But that is a fairly large increase in predictive accuracy. More importantly, this research does provide reasonably compelling evidence that liberals and conservatives experience distinct biological processes when completing a politically related task. Further, it gives us more insight into what exactly we mean when we talk about a person's political ideology, which may be slightly different than the standard view of involving the realms of economic and social issues. So now I think I have an idea about why my brain hurts when watching politics. It's not my neurons or being assaulted by screaming liberals and conservatives, although that doesn't help. It's that I'm a fairly middle-of-the-road political guy with my right amygdala fighting with my left insula for control of my brain. So thanks again to Washington University's Center for Clinical Imaging Research. If you enjoyed this video, please share it by email or on Facebook or Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Gregg R. Murray to see other interesting research I follow. Or you can see more information at my website, gregrmurray.com. For more information on the research presented here, see these sources. If you want to see this blog post or my other Psychology Today blogs, go to psychologytoday.com. Thanks for watching.